Do automatic chicken doors lock chickens out? The answer in our experience to this question is mostly no. They work for us about 95% of the time, but I will go a little bit more into that roughly 5% of the time that they don't work, which is sometimes a mechanical failure or sick chickens. I'll go into this more a bit later. But first, I'm just going to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of using an automatic chicken door. So first, the basics of chicken keeping. Chickens are typically let out of their chicken coop in the morning and then locked back into the chicken coop in the evening. This is mostly to protect them from weather and from predators. So what are the advantages of an automatic chicken door? Well, the automatic chicken door kind of takes care of that chore where you're letting the chickens out and locking them back in. For people who are new to chickens, one of the most common questions we get is, how do you get the chickens to go back into their coop at night? This is actually something that they do automatically. It's instinctual. When the sun starts to go down, they instinctually find cover, which is typically their chicken coop. Once they learn what their coop is, they are very, very good, most of the time, about going back in. Occasionally, there will be a rogue chicken who prefers to roost in the trees. We've not had this problem, but we know that it happens from time to time. So once your chickens know what their home base is, they will automatically tuck themselves into bed at night, and then your job is to close the chicken coop door, or if you have an automatic door, it will close itself. So what are the advantages of an automatic chicken door? Largely, they help out when you just aren't perfectly on schedule. So I find that a chicken door is most helpful when I'm sick, like if I want to sleep in the morning, or if I want to take a nap and it's kind of later in the evening. That automatic chicken door is going to take care of letting them out or putting them back in on schedule. Same thing goes for if we want to go out to dinner. The chicken door is going to keep things on time if we're out eating when the sun is going down. Before we had the automatic chicken door, we used to have to try to corral the chickens in on our way out to going out to eat, and that was never fun for us or the chickens. They do not like to go inside early. Of course, we all have unexpected life events where maybe we got to jet off somewhere. Again, that's just another reason an automatic chicken door is so useful, because oftentimes we have to head out and we don't get back until after dark. And if those chickens aren't locked in safe, every minute that they're not locked in, there is a chance that a predator could come in and take out your entire flock. Besides just the times when I can't get out to the coop to lock the door or open it up for them on time, it just allows a lot more flexibility. It kind of takes care of that chore a little bit, but not all the way. I'll go into that in a second. Really, the advantages of an automatic chicken door can't be understated. We absolutely love, love, love having an automatic chicken door. It makes our lives so much easier, and to us is well worth the cost. Of course, we do have the advantage of hearing from a lot of kind of chicken product companies, and we have had many automatic chicken door companies reach out to us. Two of the biggest ones that we have used, Run Chicken sent us one of their doors, and also Chicken Guard sent us one of their doors. We've tried them both, and we find that they both work about 95% of the time. There is a small amount of failure rate we've experienced for both. And that being said, I will go into the disadvantages of an automatic chicken door right now. This isn't really a disadvantage, but I do find that even having an automatic chicken door, it is important to still go out in the morning and check on the flock, make sure everybody looks okay, and go out sometime in the evening, make sure everybody's back in. 99% of the time, I have found that everybody's back in and safe. There was one time in our entire history of keeping chickens that there was one chicken who didn't go in. And that was actually because she was very sick. She had a very bad case of sour crop. It was our first flock of chickens, and we didn't catch the sour crop in time. And because her crop was so large, we had tried to treat it. We just did it too late. But because it was so large, she couldn't make it back up into the coop, and she wasn't in the coop for the night. So that's why it's important to still kind of check on your flock and make sure that everybody's okay. But again, the automatic chicken door just kind of allows you a lot more flexibility of when you do this. I did mention a failure rate before. Both of these brands that we have tried, we have found are effective most of the time. We did have the chicken guard door string would get tangled on rare occasion, and then the run chicken door sometimes would get jammed up. So again, these are kind of very rare instances, but just another reason why it's important to make sure that everybody's okay. Just not leave them for days on end, just kind of depending on the automatic chicken door. One thing we love about these automatic chicken doors is that they come with light sensors, so they will test the amount of light that is in the space, and they will open and close the door depending on how much light is available. So they kind of automatically tell when to open and close it depending on how much light is present. I guess one potential con, if you don't want to use this feature, if you wanted to manually set what time the door opens and closes, I would probably set yourself a reminder a few times throughout the year, because depending on what time of year it is, the sun will go up and come down at different times, obviously. So that is potentially another item you might want to keep track of, but we have always used the auto light sensor and it has worked really well for us. Like I mentioned, we've never had an issue, and we've actually never had a predator get into our actual coop and wreak havoc on our flock. So I'd say it's been working pretty well. If you're super tech savvy, you could probably make one your own with an Arduino or Raspberry Pi, something of that sort. So in summary, are automatic chicken doors reliable? In our experience, they are reliable and work about 95% of the time, but do have a small margin of error that does require an actual human to check on the chickens, ideally twice a day, but probably at least once. And again, as long as the chickens know where their home base is, and if they are not sick or injured, then there's a very good chance everybody's going to make it back in safely at night. But as always, there are kind of outlying circumstances like our sick chicken, or if you have a chicken who maybe was attacked by a predator during the day but survived, she or he might be too injured to make it back inside. And this is why it's important to still check on them yourself. But again, to reiterate, we absolutely love having an automatic chicken door. We find it gives us so much more flexibility and really keeps our chickens safer than if they are relying on us alone. Because the reality is that we have a lot of things going on in our life. Our chickens are not the only thing in our mind, and we are fallible humans, and we are guilty of forgetting or not staying exactly on schedule to the minute as much as we should. So by having that automatic chicken door to make sure the chickens get let out first thing in the morning and get locked in safely as soon as possible at night, we find that the benefits of an automatic chicken door do greatly outweigh kind of the drawbacks that are lurking and just require a little extra checking every now and then. I'm linking both of the brands of chicken door that we use below, as well as some options that we haven't tried ourselves, but we would love to hear from you if you have a favorite chicken door brand, or if you've tried any of the ones that we haven't tried. If you have an automatic chicken door on your chicken coop, please leave a comment below with experiences, good or bad. Ours is not the only one out there, so we would love to hear from you too. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you next time.